steady line, 'cause the heat is on.
What we're going to be discussing today is how to change your belt out in the field. We've had Ed be our guinea pig today on his 900 Razor. So he's right now going to be pulling out his tools that he actually has in his tool bag that he's brought. So we can get started from there. Where's here? Technician Rob.
This particular model, you have to actually pull the shock off. So you have to have a jack. You do. I won't get that side cover off without that shock. You have to have a jack with enough height to drop that out and get some weight off the shock. So you can do this 18 millimeter. You have an 18 millimeter? And wrench, have that big, get that foam off there. Swing this away so this cover. So remember, you're stuck on a hill right now. You're burying the rock and you're getting bushes in your ass.
I've done it. You pull the case out. Where do you put that back to your razor?
You don't have to necessarily. If you had to do that small one.
The tool bag, what you carry, you need to know what you're carrying so that you can do this work. And obviously having Ed use the bottle jack, you know, it's going to take some time, right? But it's something that you can use and do to help speed up the process a little bit. We're going to use a real force jack that Ed wouldn't normally carry in his tool bag, right? But having a jack of some kind is definitely important to carry with you. So we'll let Ed, as we go along, show us what he has that he could use, and we'll supplement it with the tools that we'll do it faster with.
Makes it a lot easier, of course.
You want to keep your tools someplace. And then these things every time, and you'll lose it.
Yeah, the misalignments will always fall out.
Well, I just put them in this bag though. Then you got to take all these out.
We lose them. If they fall in the sand, you probably won't ever see them.
You want to start at 10.
Yeah, so you would have to have a 10. You probably that would go.
Well, I think it's Rocky. I would tell pretty good. Make sure I had that.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you an idea of what we got to go
One bad moment.
Well, you can put it.
expand that one up to 9.
10. So the newer ones will have 8s, and then they get into torques. So as soon as, depending on the year, you'll get some that'll have 20. Right, they'll have the Can-Ams will have torques, but the 1000s will have an 8. Yeah. Right.
So this
Yeah,
is
I
when
don't know
you're
why
out
they
with your
went
buddy,
smaller.
you want to make sure you have your favorite beverage with you, right? So as you're spectating,
These are a
as
little
we are now, right? Yeah.
I did mine with a rose paper.
No, I watched a YouTube video on the 800 this year. Well, I went, I'll bring a snow roll.
You would not do that outside the trail.
That's not
Feel where they're at. You gotta take the bracket off.
It's a pain in the butt. And then on some of those engines, they don't have a spot to use a hitch. You got a manhandle.
What we did, we meant it.
Right. We put them on. We put them on halfway and try to start it, and it flips it on there like a tire. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't fit on one side. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So while Ed is finishing up getting the cover and that off and getting in there, you know, before we get to the second or third beverage while we're hanging out, Eric's going to talk about carrying your spare belt and how to properly carry it and some other tips to help it work.
So, I keep all my belts in a belt bag. Reason being is talking to the guys at Gates, they do not recommend folding, bending, tweaking, zip tying these things, doing anything odd with them. They recommend them being no more smashed than they are in their sleeve like that. Another reason I carry the belt bag is I see some of these belts are dancing around in the boxes back there, and they're being ground down and dusty and oily and just pretty much abused. I'll pull a new belt out of the back of someone's box that don't look new. They're pretty expensive. As far as I personally don't want to take a chance of buying a $200 belt and they sit there and get all beat up and not last very long when I do install it, when I do need it. These belt bags are cheap. I don't know what they run, but I can't imagine them being 20 bucks or so. But it'll actually hold 2 belts, 2 turbo belts. I know this. What I usually do is I'll keep a pair of gloves in there as well, because those sheaves, when you blow a belt, are going to be hot. They're going to be 250, 300 degrees. Your belts don't normally blow till about 250 and above, so you got to figure it's usually around that hot when it blows. So I always keep a pair of gloves in there, because I'm telling you, it's going to be hot in there. And then I keep I have a small little bag. I think at Home Depot you can buy those little zipper bags, construction bags, whatnot. And I'll keep a couple extra bolts from the cover, because you never fells, it'll always be in the sand. You'll drop them and you will not find these things again. So I keep a couple extra bolts in there, and I keep all my clutch tools in my clutch bag. A little different, we race, so it's kind of different. When you get out of the car, you pull a belt, you're in a hurry, you grab the belt back, that's all you need. You don't need your tool bag, you don't need to do this. All your bag, tools are in it, extra bolts, and like I said, it just these things have little, you can mount them places, and they're just hands down the best way to keep your belt is clean and contained, not squashed in here. I mean, you can throw these things under the seat, they dance around, and it's not going to hurt your belt. So,
Is that something you guys sell then?
excuse me?
Is that something you guys sell?
Yeah. We sell these belt bags. They're a Dragonfire product. We sell them here, and like I said, it'll fit 2 belts. So you can throw 2 belts in them. It'll fit 2 turbo belts. Turbo belts are a little thicker, so they'll barely squeeze in there. And then, like I said, a small little bag, a zippered bag, keep some extra bolts in it. I'll keep my socket, my wrench, and whatnot. We actually keep a a small screw gun in there as well, so we could do it quick and easy.
Now,
You're not in a hurry, but to have all your stuff organized, this belt bag will zip all the way open. So you go to take all your parts off, you have all your tools, they're all sitting right here, and your nuts and bolts and whatnot. You know, so you're not making a mess, you're not spending a bunch of time unwrapping a bunch of stuff that you potentially can lose in the dirt. We keep it all right here, but I mean, shoot, you can mount these things on the lid of those aluminum boxes, you know, because it comes with the little deals to do it. On your firewall behind your seat, I mean, there's just plenty of places to actually mount it. And it keeps your belt, like I said, it keeps your investment clean and nice and hopefully not damaged. But
It is better. I mean, you should see the one. Some we pull out of people's cars and been bouncing around in there, and the jack's landing on them, and the dirt's all over them. And Gates really recommends that you don't even touch them. I mean, the racer, well, don't even touch them. Don't put your greasy fingers on them. Don't touch them.
You guys sold the bags here?
Yeah, I believe so.
What did you do before you pulled it on? We couldn't see.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, I can put it back on. On most of the cars, on the Can-Ams, they come with a different tool, but they should all come with a tool of some sort. So when the belt is on, this little tool goes in here and separates the sheets so you can get it on. They don't always go on that easy. But when you first see it, we always spin it to take up the slack. You're going to find it in this position. So you're going to use your tool and then pry it open. Doesn't matter which side you use. And then wheel it off like a tire.
Is it best to go counterclockwise in on that?
That doesn't really matter. I find it easier to get up past here because you got the clearance of the cover on this. You just find what works for you.
do you find that when you get out on the trail or something and the belt breaks, it doesn't matter about getting it off then because it's going to be broken?
Well, the most important part is to get the rest of the belt out.
Yeah.
Because what will happen is it'll get up inside the cover and it'll get up inside the snorkel, and then you put the new belt on, the old belt shit comes down in, blows you another belt. So now you're stuck on the trail with no belt. So yeah, very important to get the old belt remnants and stuff out of there. What'll happen, sometimes it'll get stuck in between there, so you can use this tool to open it up and then kind of fish it out, because those nylon strings are really tough, you know. And sometimes it takes 30 minutes to get all the crap out of there. Use a knife or whatever. Try not to scratch the sheaths or mess things up, or it could get stuck up in here where these holders are. That's what you get when you do a service on one of these when you come to the shop. Yeah, 50, 100, pre-ride, all of them. So anytime we touch that, the cover comes off. That's the service you get. We pull the belt, we inspect both sides, we inspect the weights, the rollers. And on the turbos now we're pulling the secondary clutches because we're starting to find that the helixes are going bad on them. Something new that we've just started doing lately, which is actually helping us out quite a bit, because we ran into some customers that had some issues early on the turbo clutches, so those are coming apart now as well. This is a bad belt. I don't know if you guys have seen what the bad belt looks like. You can see where it's kind of been swirled and burned up on both sides. You can pass that around and take a peek at it.
Non-directional?
They or the gates or whatever. They recommend that they do go on one way. Yeah, and if you happen to pull one off and you flip it around, like I say, they're kind of like a radial tire. They'll get memory. They're nylon and rubber will tend to delaminate if you stick them on the wrong way. So it's important. And then I like to start at the top and go, I guess it's art to the person. Now you want to put this tool on and walk around the place. So you open it like you did. Try not to smash your knuckles. Open the clutch first. Now you gotta give it all you got there. All right, now you go. Now you work it around like a tire. Yep. Keep going around. Pull the edge of that down.
Come on, Ed. Everybody else will drink the beer. There you go.
Yeah. So once you get it on, you can see how it's kind of slack up there. You want to spin it to get all that slack out of there. It'll tighten the clutch up. That way you don't have any problem putting the cover back on, because sometimes it'll hold the cover from going back on. Ready to get back on the trail. During a service, like I say, that would come off, that would be blown out, that would be scotch-brighted, and put back together.
You've got the machine in neutral, right? Is
Yeah.
that the easiest way to do it?
Yeah. Yep. Otherwise, you'd be fighting yourself.
A year and a half. Yeah, and I had to go ahead and
I would hate to see you put this back on and then have to come. So I'm going to grab an air hose and not eating hot dogs, are you?
And she gets out and walks back. Like I said, you want to need that? Tell her. The suspension difference. You put out some miles, it's okay.
I learned quite a bit in there, you know. I know those nuts or screws are hard to get to on a couple of them, so I know I need a little different tools and everything on that. I learned how to do that, unlock the wheels so it comes off easy and goes on easier. I noticed you got to have a pad to clean the rollers inside there with a little cleaning fluid, brake fluid cleaner. And Polaris should always go the same direction all the time on the belt. So yeah, I learned quite a bit. Now, whether I'll be able to do it out there, probably. Will I have the right tools with me? Probably not, or probably will now. You know, I put this little tool bag together, and then I added to it the other day when I found out the bolt size in it and a few other things. But I didn't know I had to move the shock absorber. So now I know I got to get bolts for that one. And I got to be careful on the inserts in the shock absorber to get them in there with the rubber rings and stuff. So, you know, it's a very good learning experience, you know, and it's actually a great experience if you're doing it here instead of trying to learn something out in the field when you got nobody else with you, or maybe somebody that knows what they're doing, but, you know. If you're out in the field, make sure you get a sandy place where you can dig a hole to get underneath it. Yeah, I mean, because like if you notice in my toolkit there, I kept a little GI shovel in there for sometimes you have to dig out or something like that. Say you get stuck or something like that, you can dig out the hole a little bigger to get your tire out of there. But yeah, you know, it's really interesting. And I think for another thing there, I got a bottle jack, and I'll probably wind up having to get a scissors jack to lift it up a little higher than what I did, you know, to get that shock out of the way. Because I don't know if my bottle jack would have lifted it that high, even though I carry a piece of wood for out in the desert to put it on, get a good base on it. But a scissor jack would probably be just as better, if not better. If it happens at home, I could probably do it because I have a regular jack at home, and I know what I'm doing basically. You know, yeah, I probably figured out like that little red button on the side of it, I guess it's just for water drain. I didn't know that. I thought it was part of the hole on the cover in. So now I know what the bolts are on it, and it sounds like, looks like I think there's eight or nine bolts on it. So, you know, I have the sockets for that.
And if you're in trouble, you also got a cell phone. You can call these guys, huh?
That too, and a couple other people I know that's done it and stuff in the past. So.
Thank you, sir. Give me your name and where you're from.
My name's Edward Noyak. I live here in Havasu and stuff, but I'm from Southern California. And I've had this rig here for about a year and a half.
So we really enjoy Ed coming out and participating, and he had actually volunteered. He wanted to learn how to do it. We're always looking for good ideas on what to present in our Tech Talks. We want to provide good information for our customers and the side-by-side community. We want to be good stewards of our industry. We want to show the products that people should have that will help their rides be more enjoyable, and to be able to just learn and have more fun out there. Things do happen, things go wrong. You want to be prepared at least to be able to get yourself out of the desert and get back safe. That's what we all want. We want everybody to get back into town, and then we can look at possibly what went wrong and why it went wrong. So we definitely appreciate Ed coming out and thank you for coming.
I really appreciate these guys letting me learn on this thing. Hands-on experience is the best teacher, no matter what you do.